The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, unlovable, and squeezably soft host. Getting ready for a 3-day weekend. And we've got pretty much exactly what we were thinking about all the time out here. And that is, I was thinking we were probably going to be down a little bit or up a little bit. But one thing that was also a little bit different is we've got 1.9 billion shares as we start the day, being 7 points up. And going into a weekend, especially a 3-day weekend, there's probably, if you want to get fairly decent signals, you normally have a couple of days on the opposite direction after a 3-day weekend. If you go up on light volume into a weekend, then normally you get a little bit of pullback the Monday and Tuesday after. If you go down into a long weekend like this on light volume, then normally you get a couple of bounces. So I still suspect that we're going to go out there and test 2040, 2038 on the S&P cash here in the next couple of days, and that's going to probably tell us whether or not we can break out those lower ranges in the market. 1.9 billion shares basically puts us up to the light volume push on Monday, which came in at about 3.2 billion shares. My guess is we don't get but 2.8, maybe 2.7 billion shares on the end of the day. There are a couple of factors on that. One is the president's going to come out and talk supposedly at 2:15. But if you believe in patterns, he's never been on time for one of these things during the regular daylight afternoon hours. It's always 30, 45 minutes or an hour late for whatever reason. I'd be shocked to see that it does come out on 2:15. In the meantime, you can probably expect the market to kind of hold on until he's done. So I have a feeling we're going to have fairly light volume for a while. And that's going to maybe have a little bit of action in the close, but my guess is a lot of these folks were already thinking about getting out the door on Wall Street, and probably the main drive is going to be make sure that this market goes nowhere until the adults get back on Monday. So continue looking for a fairly light volume, and I don't know what else you can say about that, but that. And what else do we have going on out here? I think we've got a little bit of history going on out here, and as soon as I get my little thing going here.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
The New York State Legislature in 1799 approves the corporate charter for Manhattan Company, a corporation founded by Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr, that plans to build dams, divert streams, and lay pipes that would help supply New York City with fresh water. It quickly morphs into the Bank of Manhattan and is the ancestor of Chase Manhattan Corporation on this day in 1799. Other than that, not a lot to talk about. We're going to get into charts fairly early. Just a few things going on out here in patterns. Seeing a few stocks out here actually testing lows, but I don't think it's going to amount to much right now. And that is, well, we'll look at some charts out here. In fact, let's get into some of the stuff that's actually moving. KMX was up almost 10%. It is a breakout of a higher range. For CarMax, KMX, what are they? Reported Q4 adjusted EPS 65 cents, X 2 cents capitalized interest group expense gain versus 60 cents. So it's hard to say what's going on out here. Revenue's up 14%, and they were light on revs. That's exciting. Well, I wouldn't say light, but let me put it this way. They were $100,000 above their consensus on the very low end of it, but did well on the EPSs, and they were out touting their wares this morning on CNBC, and had a pretty good and decent discussion about subprime loans in this sector. And I think that was Ally Bank was talking about that too in this sector. I've been talking about for a while, and that is the growth of these subprime loans. Everybody wants to say that they're not growing, but for the most part, they are. Ally said that about 10% of their loans are car loans in subprime, and that they were probably not going to expand that much, but they had enough in their business model to expand it maybe another couple of percent. Anyway, we were looking at these over the last few days, or these auto companies, and to me, it looks very much like we might see some kind of blow off top also in some of these car manufacturers very soon, because I don't see that much in the way of unit sales growing. But I do see that they're extracting more cash out of the people that are buying these cars. And that is telling me that probably you're getting close to as good as it gets. So we'll continue. That's it. So that's at least one that's moving out here. RAI. Nice pop in Reynolds American today. RAI. And that's reports are out speculating that they will get a deal with LAR and receive FTC approval. Not a lot of volume in that thing, but it has broken through the March 23rd high of just a week ago. He needs 3.7 million shares. You got that already today. So there are at least a couple out here that are saying maybe we can get a little higher. What else do we have out here? That's not much moving much. Kind of interesting to see these airlines. And as like I said, there are not a lot that are moving out here. I've been watching Delta to see what's going on out here at these lows. And this one kind of got into its low on the 26th of March, and volume was kind of interesting. So you knew that was going to get retested, bounced a little, got back into it with 19 million shares yesterday. So higher volume today, 9.9 million shares so far. So 10 million shares. I've been trying to key off this February 13th low at $43.35 with 16 million shares. And, you know, basically you broke it on that 26th. So you really don't need to break it again, even though it reversed that day. What you're looking for is a lack of interest, not a whole bunch of interest at a previous low. And to me, that's an equal volume low out here. So not as exciting as you would think in at least Delta Airlines. What else do we have out here? GNW. A little pop in Genworth Financial. Now, this one is not a bad-looking pattern. A lot of people would look at this and say, hey, this is not bad. I guess they're putting themselves up into a possible sale of one of its units. But when you're looking for long-term consolidation in a marketplace, this is not a bad-looking pattern, and that is exactly what we're looking at here. It kind of bounces up and bounces down. Energy continues to come out of it, and you get about 4 or 5 days of this very, very tight market. In fact, let's zoom in on it. And normally when you get these kind of days, like on the 26th, the 27th, the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st out here, you get 5-10 days like that, then you have to start looking at your head to see what's happening. Normally, the reason for that is that there is a bid just below that price. And each day someone puts in that bid and no one really thinks about buying it. And a few people think about selling it. And there's always a buyer right underneath there. At a top, it's the same thing. If someone's got a sale at a price up there and it's just doesn't have a lot of momentum, you don't get a big candle on those days. You just get 4 or 5 or 10 of these things going sideways, and then you get a huge move out of it another way. And not a bad looking chart. I don't know how much truth there is to the rumor, but normally if you're a stock operator or a manipulator, you may be buying for 5 days before you know you push out this phony article and sell it all to somebody at a higher price, which is normally what's done out there. Maybe the article's true, maybe it's not, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you got your cash and you roll on, and that's how operators work. And it will do. Got a little pop out here in RAD, up about 3.5%. A little off its highs out here. Now, this one has been kind of interesting in the fact that you've had some a super high volume high out here on February 11th. And as we started to go through that, since the 30th, you had 35 million shares and 30 million shares and 29 and 37 today, but nowhere close to that huge spike on February 11th, which is what this is trying to chew through now. I kind of vaguely remember we had somebody calling in repeatedly on this and just had to buy it. And I thought this thing had been coming back for a while. It may have been 6 months ago. Dick's Sports, DKS, another one of the movers out here today. And he's popped up a little bit. What else do we have? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, you had, let's go just a little bit back. Not going to get it. You had about 2.2 million shares on the 20th of March, which kind of set this high. It's pulled back a little over the last 7 days. Today, we're into that high with 2 million shares today, spiked it on basically 880,000 shares. So we'll continue to take a look at that. NUVA. Take a look at this guy, NUVA. Downgraded to underperform from a neutral at Bank of America. And that was enough to pop this one back down to its lows. In fact, through its low of March 24th, that had 700,000 shares. We've got double that already today. We may close still back in the trading range, but this thing certainly looks like maybe we're going back to the gap up on the 31st of October last year that it basically had 921,000 shares. My guess is that $40 range is what this thing is going to be looking at. And we're going to break. Oh, we have a phone call. As soon as we come back, we're going to be with James and from Brownsville, Texas. And we'll be talking about GC. Come back.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back. We're going to James in Brownsville, Texas.
Hi, Dave. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
So I was wondering, my first question is, who's stronger, silver or gold? I just want to converse with you.
Okay. Well, silver has certainly done better since the beginning of the year. To me, I'm still waiting for some kind of blowout low to buy. So now I have a much longer view, which is next time I buy gold, I'm going to hold, and it's probably going to go to $2,400. I just need some kind of signal in gold and or silver, but I'll probably buy gold because I suspect over the long term, silver's top price is going to be much less than gold's top price. So silver may outperform it in the short term. It may be a sprinter, but I suspect the marathon will be in the yellow metal, not the silver one. So it might be part of that question has to do with how long do you think I'm going to hold? And my guess is when I buy gold next time, I'm going to be holding it for several years, not just the next few germinations of up and down moves, because I suspect that will be the next big blow off high, and that could be up to $2,400 or something. So, but my guess is we're in that consolidation range, and nothing has changed my mind so far to think that we are out of that consolidation. And two, every time I've made big money on gold, there's always been a washout where there's been complete demoralization for those people in the gold market. And I still haven't seen the kind of abject hatred for it that makes me think we've got a low. Now, it's more psychological than technical, but it's served me well up to this point.
So right now, yesterday we had gold up flying, and today gold, right now, 9:30, 10 o'clock, it took a big hit.
Yeah, but when you said it was flying, what was it, up $25?
Yesterday, I think 21, 22,
Yeah.
23.
To me,
Yeah.
that's not flying. I was trading it when it moved $30 every day, and it was at $400. So as a percentage,
Yeah.
that's basically a $12 move in it. To me, I wouldn't call gold flying for $20 or $25. A move to me that really is going to set this market and probably either set the lows or truly tell me that I was late getting into it is going to be, I don't know, $60, $80, $90, $100 move in gold. And that's, I mean, I think everybody looks at these moves and reads in a lot more to them. I kind of give this example. When I was learning to race, my instructors said, probably the best thing you can do is quit looking right in front of you and start looking way, way, way down the track. That you're watching the road right in front of you. It looks like everything's moving very quickly. But in reality, if you want to get fast and get a good idea, be looking, eighth of a mile down the track, a quarter of a mile down the track, not, 15 feet in front of your front wheels. And I suspect that we are kind of myopic in this, and I tend to have a much larger time frame than everybody else. So, and two, again, I was regularly, you'd have 30-point moves in gold when it was $450. And to me, basically we're looking at a third of those moves. Now, to me, this isn't a whole lot of volatility at all. You can still make money on it. I just don't suspect that it's anywhere close to the kind of volatility that sets up, one, a long-term bottom, and two, a something that I can hold and put my hands underneath my rear end and sit on so I don't do something stupid like sell.
Okay, all that said, I got to ask you because I have a question here. Yesterday's action and today's action are opposite actions.
Yeah.
How do you see maybe the next, like today we have the dollar down 72.5 cents.
Yeah.
And gold is down too. Usually they go opposite.
Yeah. What do I think's happening? I think you've got all kinds of people in the banking sector, in the treasury. Everybody and their dog wants to manipulate this market. And I think all you're seeing is a lot of terminations. You okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
I was thinking about maybe giving you some Rolaids or something. Something sounded pretty bad.
There was a
truck. It was a truck. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back in a minute.
All right, thank you.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And to pick up on the conversation where we left off, I think one of the things that people listening to my show, I know we always get new listeners, but a lot of times people want to put me in a box where I'm trading on 5-minute charts, and I pretty much gave that up. There was a small kind of, I don't know, one-chapter deal in reminiscence of a stock operator. And basically it was the description of Jesse Livermore finally understanding where he was making his mistakes in trading. And there was this guy, Mr. Partridge, and all the people around the trading floor used to call him Mr. Turkey because he'd strut around with his chest way out like a big turkey. But old Mr. Partridge kept telling all the customers, because he was basically killing in the market and everybody knew it. He kept on telling the other customers, well, you know, this is a bull market. And the people really never understood what he meant. He said really meant to tell them that big money was not in individual fluctuations, but in the main movements, not in reading the tape, but sizing up the entire market and its trend. And normally I would have been, I'm a guy that loves to be long. Unfortunately, this market is one that I know that it is a mirage. It's just lasted a lot longer than other mirages, because we've got willing participants, not only in the markets, but pushing this from the Fed and Treasury and politicians. Everybody wants the illusion of market rates, but I don't know what they are because guess what? They're all kind of don't pay attention to the man behind the glass or behind the curtain. But I think one guy actually said it in the den. I can't remember who said it, and I forgot to write it down. But he said, just learn to trade less and learn to live with the additional money. Maybe someone will tell me who says that in the den, but I can't remember it. But that's it. I tend to look for trends, and one day up 20 points and one day down 20 points is nothing. One of the things that I think is hardest for traders to understand is what is significant and what is not. And I bring this up from time to time, but if the Dow moves 500 points in a single day, that is not 5 times a day in which it moves 100 points. Statistically, it's actually about where we're at now, probably about 9.8 times as much, almost twice as much as you would think statistically, because smaller moves can just be noise. They can be nothing but gas, market flatulation, if you so desire, and be meaningless, at least statistically. And statistics are the logics of science. There's a lot of ways to manipulate them and make them do your bidding. But if you can look yourself in the mirror, statistics are a wonderful tool for figuring out what is real, what is imagined, and what may be just noise. And for me, a $20 move up or down in gold is nothing but noise at $1,200. Statistically, it is meaningless. And, can we, there's a great passage in also in Nassim Taleb's book. I think he starts off a chapter with it about a great Muslim poet who says that he sees moss in the clouds. But it goes on and on. I don't remember the whole part or the whole poem, but basically it's, you can look at clouds and they can end up being a Rorschach test for yourself. And to me, one of the things I try to stay away from as far as possible is trying to assign meaning where there is none, or where there's probably not any logical assumption of putting in movement. So I think it's okay. I think a lot of traders always want to have an opinion about stock going up or down, or the market's going up or down. This is not a baseball game where we're going to get called on strikes. We can take as many pitches we want. We can sit on our hands if we want, and it's our money. But no one makes us put a trade on. But if we put a trade on, we better have an abiding belief in the outcome. And for most of this stuff, including gold, I see a lot of noise, market flatulence. I don't see a lot of signal. And signals come to me in a variety of ways, but I like to see, in fact, I emailed somebody about it today. I think that there's a confusion, too, about what kind of trader I am. I like price and volume. I am a little bit different than the ABC price and volume trader. I am one that is probably more aligned with Wyckoff. If you don't know who Wyckoff is, he's a big trader that traded with all the big guys of Wall Street, had kind of the Wall Street Journal of his time. But basically, he started with either a high getting tested on light volume or a low getting tested on light volume. If it broke above that previous high, he waited for it to come back to that breakout point on light volume. Those are where you make your initial decisions on them. You can play ABCs. There's no reason why not. But to me, in ABCs, there is a lot of speculation on your part about what the volume is, and I can impose my own errors in it. I think it's incredibly easy for me to look at a chart like we talked about before and see a high volume low out there and say, hey, it's going to get tested. I think it's also easy, as we discussed before, looking at tests, to find a stock that has either a high volume low or a high volume high. But to me, that is a much better signal to come back and look at than trying to speculate between those. Now, to me, in fact, let's just go to one here right now, and that is Cimarex Energy, XEC. You've got a beautiful candle on February 19th. It came in with 2.5 million shares. We came into it yesterday with 1.4 million shares. Today, we've got 1.2 million shares, and it's kind of hovering around up there. But what we don't have is this thing breaking a previous high with some decent volume, a sign of strength. We have it testing that high on significantly light volume, almost 50% of the volume. And that's normally where most of my trades come out. I don't say I have to trade gold. I basically scan every night for areas where these tests of 50% of volume are coming up, or even tests with similar volume. And I watch how these things trade and develop an opinion over time, not an instant day. And then, anyway, you can always give me a call like James did at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, and you can post a message in the den. Okay, so something else. What else do we have? Okay. Just checking all the stuff going on around me to make sure what's going on. And got to Andy Heck giving me the blow-by-blow on television about what Obama is saying. And we'll find out. But I pretty much think that we have patterns in history, and they go back to 1938 and a day pretty much like this one, where everybody wants to think that a piece of paper will change history and make people do something that isn't in their nature. And I suspect that, probably this has probably happened 100 or 1,000 times in the past. There's always those that will try to, fool themselves into the nature of an opponent. And I suspect the best training for that is playing a lot of poker, because almost always in poker, as in world events, it is the aggressive one that takes home the cheese. The one that plays defense has a big chance of losing. Anyway, Cimarex Energy. The only reason that I would not be short this one right now is the energy is about the same on the way down and the way up. I would look for a better trade out here. This may lead me to other energy stocks in which the low from this March 13th low in Cimarex, March 13th out here at 104.46, came up on fairly similar energy all the way up. I want to see the energy really drop out in this last leg. If you're watching on Tiger TV and looking at my power law vector indicator, then I would say 0.9, maybe 1 or something on that. I'd like to see that the energy also came out on the upside and didn't come out, and that's why you don't see these instant reversals. If you see this, something that tested a previous high on half the volume, and the energy came out by about half on the last leg up, you almost always see these things with an instant reversal. Therefore, we have a lot of stocks that are giving us different signals, not exactly the ones that we want. The Williams Company, another one in this sector, is another one that had a nice little spike out here with light volume. It's keying off the February 19th high at $50.69. 13 million shares. You had a nice spike doji into it on March 25th at 6.3 million shares. It's kind of tried to go back up there. Had a little reversal yesterday with 6 million shares. Today, 2 million shares on light volume. And again, the problem I have with pulling the trigger short here, again, is that the energy from that March 13th low up to that spike high did not really fall out. And normally what you get is you'll get some kind of consolidation, and eventually, one way or the other, that volume in the last leg is going to come to about 50%, and you're going to have a good trade. Without it, I'm more than willing to sit on the sidelines and wait for a fat pitch. Now, here's one that looks like something interesting going on. I haven't checked the headlines, but I wanted to get to it yet today on it, and that is financials, impact on Q1, financial inputs, soft outlook, place in Children's Place, fast money. You want to be watching this one for a big move, at least in the charts. The reason why are these 3 dojis in a row out here. But one of the other things that you've seen is a high volume move and gap up. And this kind of going sideways. This had the nice gap up on March 12th. And it continues to kind of go sideways. You'd like to see this thing come back in to about $59 on light volume before you pull the trigger. All this light doji stuff makes it look like there's probably somebody trying to sell this thing at the top and has a order in just above 64 and through 64 and a half or so that's putting a cap on this one right now. My guess is that you do get a pullback on it. Nordic American Tankers. We've been talking about this one for a while. And this is one that I'm watching in this sector because of the change in energy from the leg down to this leg up. Also, it is a test of the previous high. So when we look at Nordic American Tankers NAT, I love 2 things about this trade. One, the January 12th high, $12.08, 4.1 million shares. Comes into it, breaks it, which is what's called proving the point. It goes above it, it closes below it, the volume shrinks in half. And not only that, but if you look at the energy on the way down from that January 12th high to the February 9th low, you have a lot of energy. You've got about only about 65% of that energy all the way back up into this high for April 1st. So to me, these are the kind of charts where I start thinking I wouldn't short a $12 stock. But to me, this is the kind of pattern that I look at. In fact, if this thing had a little less energy on this other leg, it would be very predictive. Let me put it that way. Right now, not, $12 stock, I can't short it. But when I see stocks like that, I start fishing in that same sector because probably other stocks in that sector that are saying the same thing that may be shortable. Are you winning? Are you a winning card player? I play it a little. I know Andy plays poker too. I choose to only play when the odds favor me, though, which is normally finding a bunch of suckers or fish, probably at one of the big casinos in Las Vegas. I don't play against pros and expect to win. Anyway, KL or 10 core, this thing's been kind of making some ABC downs out here. Let's take a little bigger look. What I was really looking at in the last few days is KLA 10 core breaking through some lows. Now, you had some decent energy getting to these last lows, but if you go back to February 4th, 2014, $59.44 on KLA. You had 1.6 million shares. Had kind of a sharp pullback on the 25th, but as you've broken it last 5 days, also fairly good volume. Anyway, we'll look at KLA a little bit more when we come back for the last segment.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're back. Nordic American Tankers. Andy says he just sold it, so he must have made some decent money out of it. But I didn't see where he bought it at. But good sell signal, and it tells you exactly, basically broke a previous high with a lighter volume. You got a sell signal, not necessarily a short signal, but a sell signal. GPC. What else did you have out here? Genuine Parts Company. Of course, basically replacement parts. This one's kind of interesting to me. I dislike that the volume kind of slightly increased yesterday, but you did have a high spike down to the February 2nd low, which was $91.84. That had 2 million shares. Tried to get into at least the candle, but did not break it. Was 12 cents above it on March 11th. Actually got into it with and pierced it yesterday, closed back above it. Kind of an interesting consolidation pattern on here. But when you break out with a sign of strength, which is what you did in this one back on the 20th of October 2014, this thing has made its way all the way back. And if you want to talk about some good patterns to buy, I would continue watching out here on Genuine Parts Company. Kind of a slow mover, so I probably wouldn't get into it. But as a good signal, anywhere around $90 that this thing hits and the volume continues to be light, that is one of the better Wyckoff patterns of all time, which is breaks out, goes to a high, you wait for it to come all the way down to the breakout, and you buy it. And then you have some idea what the upside is and what the downside is. But you have your back to the wall on a trade like that. And hard for me to see auto parts going out of business anytime soon, whether Apple gets in the business or not. EQT Corporation. So you had a nice trade. Andy said he got in $10. So nice trade on that one. Congratulations, Andy. EQT Corporation. Now, this one is one that kind of failed, came down a lot of volume, still has an untested low back here on January 14th. That is a gap, area in the gap that has acted as support before, was a huge gap up on huge volume of what, 1 point, is that right? 1.81? Oh, 3.9 million shares. That goes back to, what is that? The 25th of April, 2013. We got into that on January 14th of 2015 and kind of came back up. Now we're at these high volume down days. So you're probably looking at some kind of a range-bound trade in EQT. But my guess that I'm looking at is one, this gap down on the 8th of December with 3.2 million shares, tried to get back into that gap on February 25th with 1.3 million shares. Today, it's trying to get in there with 730,000 shares. And to me, that probably looks like a nice range-bound deal. Could it get to $85 on Monday? Maybe. But right there is probably where you'd want to take a stand on short and figure that this has the opportunity to go back down to $71.33. And it's in kind of a trading range for a while. What else do we have out here? Cormetics, BWC. Oh, we're out of time today. You all have a great weekend. We'll be off tomorrow at TFNN. Of course, the markets are closed too, so we get a vacation. Following me for 2 hours is Tom O'Brien. He's warming up in the bullpen. After that, Andy Peck. And then we're off for the weekend. You all have a great, safe weekend. Sell when you can, not when you have to. We'll see you Monday. Same bat channel, same bat time.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. You're watching Tiger TV.